Where do you guys work?
DC Fire and EMS.
Yeah, same. I'm with DC Fire and EMS.
How long have you guys been firefighters?
Almost 18 years for me.
Yeah, I came on in 1990.
And then how long have you guys been fire investigators, investigating arsons?
Approaching 8 years.
Yeah,
It'll be 8 years in August.
We were in the same training class for the arson investigation position, and that was in 2001, August 2001.
And how many cases do you guys think you guys worked and closed?
A number of cases. Too many to count here, but we really would like to get the total number, and because the records were so poorly kept in the Fire Investigations Unit, and before that's disputed, the best way to get those numbers will be from the Metropolitan Police number, because each time you process or make an arrest, your badge number is documented through the papering division, and also that information will be kept at the U.S. Attorney's Office. And I think why that's significant, Pennington, by the way, our badge numbers for anyone that wants to check that information is F113 for Bowyer.
F as in Frank, 114.
Yes, and also the U.S. Attorney's Office, any case that's papered. And the significance of the U.S. Attorney's Office is that you would see not only did we have the highest arrest and closure rate in the history of the department, but also these weren't just arrests, but they were convictions and convictions.
Exactly.
For me, you know, coming forward as a whistleblower was really about transparency. You know, I firmly believe that where there is no transparency, there can be no accountability. And this is really about airing issues of public safety that are extremely important.
One case that you guys have spoken out about, and that I think has gotten a lot of attention, is the Eastern Market fire. Where do you think that investigation sort of fell through? And I know I'm sort of tricking you with this question, but
as we come to learn, that investigation fell through most importantly by the firefighter that was assigned the lead investigator role, in which he initially himself thought it was electrical in nature. Then Sergeant Proctor intervened, and he told us, in fact, that he felt that it definitely started in a dumpster and that it was most likely incendiary. Well, that it was incendiary, that it may have been arson. Well, through all the politics, when you have the fire chief announcing that it's electrical, Proctor, in his mind, knowing exactly what happened, he changed the report to read undetermined. That's kind of a...
Why do you think the fire chief has stuck by his story the whole time? Why is it so important?
That's like the $1,000,000 question.
Like, who cares? I mean, you know, if it was arson, then let's solve that arson case. You know, why do you think that the city or the fire department hasn't, you know, has sort of tried to sweep that case under the rug?
Go ahead.
Well, you know, and again, as Pennington said, that's the $30 million question, if you will. But again, for me, I believe this is more of a matter of as it relates to the fire chief, and why he hasn't publicly come forward and said, "Hey, guys, I made a mistake," you know, and this has been corrected, or it's in the process of being corrected. Primarily because Chief Rubin's leadership style, in my opinion, is a very self-serving type of style, if you will. If I may explain that, he's not focused on serving the citizens of the city, nor is he focused on serving the members of the department. In my opinion, his primary focus is serving the mayor of the city and keeping the mayor happy, and he feels if the mayor's happy, then his position is secure. Well, it's a little more dynamic than that. It's a little more dynamic than that. Chief Rubin knew or should have known at the time of the Eastern Market fire that there were some serious problems with the investigation, that there were some fundamental problems inside of the Fire Investigations Unit, and those issues should have been addressed.
The same day of the Eastern Market fire was the Georgetown Library fire. He's in front of the camera again on that fire, so he's always has been one to jump out in front of the camera during the preliminary stages of the investigation to give determinations, and he would actually pressure us to the point where the fire marshal started to come out to fire scenes and it would just be mayhem, and like, well, the fire chief needs an answer. He needs to know what's going on, where are you guys, and we haven't even gone inside the building yet. They have a press conference.
Okay.
Even on Adams Mill, the same thing, I was present.
In August '08, you both were transferred out of the fire investigations unit into the community service unit. For a while, Pennington, you served snacks to firefighters. What was that like?
Well, we both started out, my particular unit, CSU number 5, we were doing hydrants as well. We got selected in November to be the unit to man the rehab unit, which is responsible for rehabbing firefighters at fire scenes. And the EMS people man the apparatus. Actually, I just drive it to the scene, set up my table, and furnish snacks to the firemen to rehydrate themselves. Those snacks consist of Gatorade, water, Oreos, Pop-Tarts, and Nutri-Grain bars. So out of all of the things listed there, I think the Nutri-Grain bar is probably the best out of all of, well, of water, of course. But so that became my task after, what, 2-3 months of opening hydrants.
That must have been pretty humiliating.
Yeah, that kind of took even the hydrant thing down a little bit, because you're getting out and guys are teasing you, hey, I need ice cream, where are my snacks, and it's all in fun because we all know each other, doing the job a while. But it's pretty damaging. I literally, if there was no fire in the city, I just sat there all day at the engine 5 or engine 9 for my 10-hour shift.
I'm assigned to check hydrants. The units work 4 10-hour day shifts, which is not a negotiated contractual shift at all. This is just a shift made up to get people in the unit. Why? Because people in the department has sniffed out that this unit is a joke. But no one wants to be there.
But you're there, and so what's it like for you to be there? What's it like?
It's awful. It's the most demeaning. It's the most humiliating. It's the greatest waste of time
for a person with our experience and training.
Well, thanks for filling that in.
How do you combat boredom? What did you do to?
Research, follow up more on our case, practice my trumpet. I bring my instrument to work and practice. You have 10 hours and you may work an hour.
What kind of stuff do you play on the trumpet? What are you learning?
I'm learning to play jazz, traditional jazz.
Like we're talking Louis Armstrong or
more like Miles Davis, Freddie Hubbard, Clifford Brown. I did play around town at one time on the trombone with a lot of different people, so people kind of know me from that. So, but I've switched instruments. So, I had to do something to pass the time of day, or call him, see what he's doing. He's sitting in the parking lot somewhere,